You may either drop the question in Zoom's chat box or raise your hand virtually before unmuting yourself when given the chance. You may ask in Indonesian and I will help you translate it to English, or you can also ask the question in English. After the Q&A sessions, there will be a small photo session to record the memory frames. And then after that, there will be an e-certificate as a token of attendance. Please kindly fill out the feedback form. The link will be given after the session is ended. And then the deadline for that form filling is at 12:30. So now that the rundown's been briefed, let us hear from our teacher, Mrs. Eva Haryanti. The time is yours.
Recording in progress.
Oke, terima kasih. Thank you, Mbak Aura. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good noon, the Honorable our guest lecturer, Dr. Nurhizam Safie, and all participants. On behalf of the Enterprise System Teaching Team and Organizing Committee, I would like to welcome you all to our guest lecture program with the topic, the role of DevOps in Enterprise Application Development. Many thanks particularly to Dr. Nurhizam, who has provided his time as a guest lecturer today. And for the next 100 minutes or so, this forum will be yours. And I'm sure Dr. Nurhizam has an exciting subject of discussion and will provide more insight for us about enterprise application development. I hope this program is useful for all participants. And thank you very much. I invite the MC back to continue hosting this event. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right, thank you very much, Mrs. Eva Haryanti. And then before we continue to our main session, I would like to introduce our speaker today. So our guest lecture today will be hosted by Associate Professor Dr. Nurhizam Safie. He is the Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Information Science and Technology from Universiti Kebangsaan, Malaysia. Previously, he works with United Nations University as a research fellow. And then he received his professional technology credential from the Malaysian Board of Technology, or MBOT, in 2018. And then he received his PhD in Management Information Systems, or MIS, in which he was awarded the National Science Fellowship, or NSF, scholarship from the Malaysian Technology from UKM in 1999, and Master in Business Administration, or MBA, from Anglia Ruskin University in the United Kingdom in 2019. Okay, so now the time is yours.
Okay.
Professor Nurhizam, you can start the class. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Chairperson, Ms. Aura, and thank you very much for Dr. Eva Haryanti. Congratulations as well for the conferment of PhD. So
Thank you.
My colleagues received that. I hope it's going to become an inspiration to all more than 100 participants in this event today. So what I believe that today I would like to share what we call it an industrial certification or industrial practice in software engineering in the enterprise information system development, the way the global trending, or what we call it certification lah, I would say. Maybe I try to get the word. Okay, without any further ado, within this 100 minutes given to me, we have around 60 slides in which I will share with you in a very interesting manner, plus Q&A lah. And then later, I believe most of you are aware to get your e-certifications. Let me share with you my screen. Okay. Okay, can you see? I believe you can see, right? Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, so my topic as mentioned by Aura is the role or peran, the role. I can mix in Bahasa Melayu, Bahasa Indonesia as well as in English lah. Don't be shy that if you would like to go to a global standard, please, global international standard, please practice your English, whatever, it doesn't matter because English is not our mother tongue, bukan bahasa ibunda ya. Jadi just practice and practice again and again. And so Aura also have a very good English. You can be very good become an MC lah, like Dr. Eva as well. Okay, the role of DevOps. Maybe this is the first time that we hear for you yourself here what is a DevOps in the enterprise application, enterprise integrations development. Okay, it's me. When you see in Malaysia, as you said, Professor TS means technologies, only in Malaysia, conferred by Malaysian Board of Technology. So just a month ago, I was appointed as the DevOps Agile Skill Association ambassador based in the Netherlands, in the Europe. To be the ambassador for this DESA in Malaysia and Southeast Asia. That's why I would like to share this new global standard practice for the enterprise development, enterprise application development. Okay, that's me. In which later I shall share with you the slide. I've been appointed by, so I can carry the logo DESA ambassador. Appointed. Actually, the company or the NGO is based in the US, and then they moved to Europe. Okay. Okay. This is actually the question. What is DevOps? Okay, maybe first time. DevOps basically based on the short term of development and operations. So they call it DevOps. Basically, it's a software development methodologies for my software engineering students as well, which combines software development, dev, and IT operations, ops. Basically, the objective of DevOps is to shorten, memendekkan the system development life cycle. If you have been in the industry, for example, you know that it's very hassle actually to set up or develop system, software, while delivering the features, fixes, updates frequently sering berlaku in a close alignment with business objective. Remember that in any organization, in any companies, for example, maybe you have Garuda, you have maybe Watch, Samsung, Netflix, for example. So this business entity, they like to have what? Dollar and cent, profit, margin. They don't bother. That's why they will engage us as a software developer, software engineers to work for them, to make profit. From the profit can pay your salary, can pay your bonus every day. So they would like to get a very good practices, best practices, de facto, we call it practice that can help them to shorten the system or the software development. That's why one of the methods they are using the DevOps, which is relevant as well to business process management. Okay, next. Okay, the term was coined back in 2009. Imagine, I just found maybe in 2013 or 14 the practice by Patrick DeBoer. He stated DevOps encompass people, manusia, pengguna kita, user, tools, alatan, and processes, which enable better collaborations and automations. Ini business process management enable better collaborations and automation in enterprise software development. Okay, this is basically the product. If you are very good, you just imagine. On my left, actually my left is if you see the build, code, test is the development. Then you start to have the deploy, operate, monitor is the ops operations. 25 years ago, when the software house or software development people, they developed programming any apps, they don't talk to the operation people. They don't care. They don't bother. But after 2009, we cannot in a war, perang. Better we collaborate. That's why Patrick DeBois did this coined the term DevOps, which is you have the build, code, test, release, deployment. So they work together in two different teams by using this methodology. And surrounding them, basically, if you see like SBT, Maven, Junit, Jenkins, Nagios, so those are Dockers, particularly Dockers, Git, GitHub. If you see the line, those are the tools that you as a student, as a software engineers, need to learn, master them. Because DevOps engineer is one of the most sought besides cybersecurity, whatever, in the world, in the software development, in the so-called software engineering, you see. So if you just maybe know about Splunk, Nagios for the health check, Datadog, CodeSheet, as I mentioned, you learn, or probably maybe Docker, for example. Normally people go for Docker, for example. You can learn. There's a lot of plenty chat, Ansible, Kubernetes among the tools which is available in the market for you to be expert in that particular DevOps operation. Okay, just to share with you again some of the so-called tools that being used. You can check EA, Office, Project, Slack. So these are some of them that you can Jira, among the popular tools that if you're aware, you know, then Selenium for the testing, you can use, you can become a very good software engineer or automate software testing, automation engineer. You must have not only theory from us as the lecturer, but you maybe in some of the class you learn, you explore on your own, as I've shared with you. Okay, next. Okay, historically speaking, software development methodologies keep evolving, sentiasa berkembang. In which, if you see secara traditional in 1970. Structured software development methodology. Think silo, SILO, silo. Silo means you are in development, you are in the operation. They won't talk to each other. There's a wall in between. Ada satu benteng, tembok, dinding. Jadi tidak bisa cannot interact, or you are your own, I'm on my own. Once okay, I just pass to you. Whatever coding bugs is up to you to deploy to the user. That was in the 70s, waterfall we call it. And then in 2001 came the so-called Agile methodology. Agile is part of the so-called our engineering as well, software engineering. A methodology known for flexibility and fast development of software. Developer develop software super fast, but the Agile stop at the door of production. Agile means flexible. I'm not so sure in Bahasa Indonesia. In Malaysia, maybe you call it tangkas or anjal. Okay, and then in 2009, DevOps collaboration between both the development and production professional through all stages of a product of service life cycle. Dalam satu ekosistem tu, life cycle tu, they from the development up to the operation since 2019, in which, if I check, not many universities in Southeast Asia, probably maybe in Singapore as well, they have this DevOps courses in their integrated into their curriculum. In Australia, most of the university in Europe, UK, they have that in the North America, but yet in Southeast Asia. That's why I mentioned to Dasa that please maybe I can assist to spread this good news. In fact, in Malaysia, for example, if you check my LinkedIn, there's a lot. Maybe you can become friends, connect to me in my LinkedIn. Some of my LinkedIn, some of the information stated there on the agile, on the business agility. When I talk, in fact, even some company approach me. Can you become agile coach in DevOps? Very good, handsome money. I say I'm a professor. I'm not interested back in the industry. For example, $5,000 US. 6,000 they can counter offer to you. Imagine that lucrative money. And I believe if you have, as I mentioned just now, about the so-called tools, you know about the methodology, you can become a very good DevOps engineer. Okay. So far, if you have any questions, you can interrupt or interject me. And please, Aura just mentioned if I have more than 100 minutes. Okay, these are the research penelitian shows DevOps adoption is gaining the impact, the momentum. You can see the increasing. In fact, mentioned in the US, 50%. And then in Asia, 18%. Imagine still small, 3% in the Australia and Europe, there's a lot. It shows that there is an opportunity for us to be in this DevOps because there's a lot. Where's actually in the industry, technology, financial services, in our banking institutions, retail, maybe for your Gojek, maybe for your, what we call it, Bukalapak, for example, and you have few others, I believe in Indonesia as well, in Malaysia and Singapore. So those big companies, if you are love on the Netflix, for example, so they are actually practicing. Even FB as well, and Spotify, your music also is actually based on this usage of the methodology, the DevOps methodology. Okay, just to share video, increasing, and I want the students to aware of this good opportunity for you. Okay. Okay, next. Okay. This is about the software delivery and operation performance, which is direct to the business performance. As I mentioned, the company invests money for you, resources, infrastructure, and they want the best. Imagine that by using the DevOps, 46 times more frequent code deployment. Maybe your code deployment in GitHub. Remember, anyone knows what is a GitHub? GitHub. GitHub, I always use GitHub, GitLab. So these are basically tools for you when you are using your coding, your programming, for the versioning, to version. Nanti dalam tu terlalu banyak version, nanti you sendiri akan become confused. So you use the GitHub or you use GitLab. There are tiga yang popular lah. So 40 times more systematically, structurally easy for you. And then you have 2,255 times faster when you use this system methodology. 7 times lower for any change failure rate, and more than 2,600 recover from incident. Imagine sometimes cybersecurity, they can hack your system and everything, how to recover. But when you're having this methodology, put it this way lah, DevOps ni is a kind of methodology, satu kaedah, metode yang memudahkan for you to develop a system or software. Okay. According to the Harvard Business Review, analytics services stated that 86% of respondents say that it is important for the company to develop and put new software into production quickly. Remember, the operations ops is in the production to release easier, like the Netflix. Imagine when you choose movies in Netflix, in Spotify, very fast, because they are actually using the so-called DevOps. They practice more than 5 years ago, more than that. 10% of survey response say that their company is very successful at rapid software development and deployment. You can see here, Google mentioned DevOps help them build secure products used and loved by billions of people around the world. Which DevOps promise ability to rapidly develop and deploy software, deliver the key business result. They want money, they want to see they don't want to see you are talking about technology, blah, 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 and everything, but they want the result. I put 100,000, then I want to get $300,000, for example. So that is in business. So we are in IT, we are only an enabler. Kita hanya membantu. Kita IT ni hanya sebagai facilitator kepada to the organizations. That's why DevOps delivers key business results, which increase speed to the market, macam like Spotify, like Netflix, I always use that, or Uber, companies, Airbnb, for example. So increase productivity, customers, relevancy, innovation, and product. But however, doing DevOps well is really hard. Bukannya mudah, agak susah juga, kerana getting people to work differently doesn't happen overnight. Tidak berlaku. It won't happen in 1 day, 2 days, semalaman. Maybe we will take years as well. But you need to monitor them, motivate them to use this DevOps. Okay. As I mentioned just now, DevOps isn't easy. Organizational silo ni dia berpisah-pisah lah. Department accounting lain, department what we call it, maybe sales, they won't work together, but you need to combine them in the term of culture, budaya, culture, team spirit, implementations, the tools, the right tools, as I mentioned earlier, environment, meaning to say conducive, good conditions, flexible time, mindset very positive, priorities, keutamaan, dan finally management support as well. So these are among the factors that affect the smooth operations of DevOps. Okay. Particularly, culture is the most significant barrier to any digital transformation effectiveness. Cultural and behavioral challenges. Imagine if you are in Agile, every Monday you have a stand-up meeting. What you're going to do today, tomorrow, what you have achieved, for example. And majority, I would say, not only in Malaysia, around the world, I would say, programmers or coders, they don't like to do documentation. Every documentation, no coding, everything is in their brain. Okay, my brain. They don't code, they don't write. No document controller, no manual, this programmer, everything. Once they left or resign from the company, they bring along all the tacit knowledge inside their brain, gone. And you are the fresh programmers could not access. So that is also a bad culture in some of the small, medium enterprise. Big companies also happening, but not really as difficult, as challenging as in the small, medium or small company. So cultural barrier, how to change. This is a global adoptions of best practices. DevOps, something new, I believe, even in Southeast Asia. So 33% lah happening. How to change our mind? The most problem with us is to change. Human being, sukar untuk kita berubah. Technology is easy, process okay, but human being as a user is not easy. Okay, what is DESA? Okay, as I mentioned, I'm one of the DESA ambassador. It's a DevOps Agile Skill Association. Okay, why we need to have this DESA kind of thing? According to McKinsey and Company, is one of the global consulting company, mentioned that technology is creating new jobs and the requirements. More than 12 million net tech employment in the US. More than 300,000 new jobs every year. 1.6 million numbers of software and web developers in US. Or CompTIA mentioned. This is the data from CompTIA. And then President of World Bank, we need a reskilling revolution. Remember the word reskill. Reskill, maybe you are a good software engineer. Maybe you are, what we call it, good IT skill. But you need to enhance your reskill. Oh, now today I learned from Dr. Nurhizam about DevOps. I Google what is DevOps. Where can I get the certification? Maybe you as a lecturer, professor, how I want to integrate into my curriculum so that my students can get jobs as stated from my first lecture. From PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, mentioned, waiting to reskill. In IT, for us, I would like to mention to you that you need to be hardworking to catch up with the new technology, new skills and everything. Now you learn about the DevOps, digital transformations, Industrial Revolution 4.0, about AR, VR, artificial intelligence, machine learning. And the beauty of that, you need to know about programming, or we call it coding. And nowadays, there's a lot of programming without coding. So you can learn and explore about that. Because if you graduate with IT or software engineering and you don't like programming, I don't know, it's like you are a painter or an artist, but you don't like to be an artist. So programming is one of the tools that you need to have an expertise in that. If you are a software engineers. Okay. Okay. Digital transformation failed for reasons nothing to do with technology. So that's why this organization in Europe comes with the certifications. There are some certifications, there's leaders, coach, ambassador. Why sometimes digital transformation means digital change. Let's say one company would like, or ministry would like to embrace IT. What happened? Management doesn't support change. Our top management maybe very old mentality. Apa ini semua komputer kan? Kita pun dia tidak faham. Jadi you nak introduce SAP, you want to introduce any enterprise tools, they feel like, oh why? Apa ini lagi DevOps, something new. Employee themselves menolak, resistance to change. And then you're asking a lot of things and suddenly inadequate budget and what we call it, low quality. Finally, unable to recognize learning, HR-nya, SDM, sumber daya manusia ataupun human resource do not identify the so-called what we call it, things of learning as well. Okay. Saya dahaga sekejap mau minum. Tengok, sini pun hari ini minum teh botol ni, nampak? Minum ya, sebentar ya. Di Malaysia pun sudah ada teh botol ya, nak boleh nampak. Itu dia. Sorry ya. Imagine. Culture. Human being back. Don't talk about high-end technology. You talk about super cloud, enterprise, SAP, software. But back again to us as a human being. Sebagai manusia lah. Reasons for failure, kegagalan. Ini dia. If you see. Okay, next. Okay. Digital business model require a new IT way of working. Why does DevOps means for my IT organization? For my IT people? Why do we need to change? So far, everything is okay, you see. But people need to change. You see what happened to Nokia. I always say Kodak. Now, world are actually moving what? You're using maybe iPhone 13, Huawei and Samsung. These three. No more. Where is Motorola? Where is Nokia? Now, China product, Realme, Vivo, Mi, I don't know. There's a lot of things coming in based on the Android base. Now people go for the mobile apps. Imagine, no more desktop web base. So those are actually very fast, rapid development based on the so-called methodology using the DevOps, agile skill. Agile. That is a very influential term in software development, agile. How you can move forward using this agile. Therefore, one of the organizations in the world is DASA, the DevOps Agile Skill Association, an open members-driven organization. So in DASA, we build a competence model and certification program for DevOps training and certifications. Okay, what's the roles? How do you know what you don't know? Very difficult question to answer. Because in DASA, we focus on skill and knowledge development, which help IT professionals and team to build the confidence to work effectively as a DevOps team in developing an enterprise applications. So that is actually one of the methodology, kaedah yang ada lah. Okay, some of the certifications built on the 6 principles which drive a high-performing culture. Remember just now, we're going to change the culture and the leadership. Number 1, customer-centric action. So everything, when you build the code, is based on the customer, not you yourself as IT company or tidak boleh. Ini harus ikut kami. Mana boleh? Syarikat company yang membayar kamu, jadi kamu kena ikut requirement mereka, bukan mereka ikut kita. Oh, saya yang tahu IT-nya, tekniknya, so you just simply coding and whatsoever lah. You need to follow customer centric action. Number 2, create with the end in mind. Ini Stephen Covey, book 7 Habits. End in mind means to say that whatever it is, please complete everything, not halfway, half baked, half cooked. Mesti complete everything. If you do your assignment, not last minute, Dr. Eva just submit and then submit, okay, fine, no quality and everything. So imagine you plan, begin with the end in mind. Thirdly, end-to-end responsibility. Mana dari DevOps to the operations, you have the responsibility. Bertanggung jawab, coding, error, bugs, dan sebagainya. Number 4, there's a cross-checking, cross-functional, autonomous team, meaning to say automatic. Let's say, for example, you're using Jira, Jira, a few other automations that you can simply use to make it automated. Meeting, what we call it, testing, automated testing, as well as a few others lah, tools, backup, the normal using human intervention. Number 5, continuous improvement, CI. In the loop, like the number 8, number 8 itu, that is CI lah, continuous improvement, one of the components in DevOps. And finally, actually, automate everything you can. Try to automate. So less human intervention. So if you see on my right, you see there's a certification from the foundational, professional, and up to the leadership. So they're trying to champion in a systematic way how to move forward for this DevOps. Okay. DESA leadership certification, accelerate careers and drive DevOps transformation in enterprise application development. Example, DevOps coach are in demand. The demand, some from this Orbium, Matrix, Continua. In the US, work on a contract per annum almost 400,000 USD. Imagine, almost 1.6 million ringgit Malaysia. Itu berapa bilion, triliun dalam rupiah per annum, PA per annum. Imagine if you are a coach in the US. And I believe in Middle East, even in Australia as well, some multinational company, they're really in a demand of this DevOps. Okay. Some of it, if you see also in Indonesia, there are 6. I'm not so sure which area, maybe in Jakarta, kind of that. They are moving forward to have these examinations in 8 languages. Including bahasa Indonesia, bahasa Malaysia belum lagi lah, Vietnamese, Korea, English, New Zealand, India, I believe. So a vibrant DevOps community, plus 300 plus what we call it training and consultancy around the world. Okay. Next. Okay, case studies. Very good. What we call it, we try to have actually some of the case study that having been used. This is one of the bank, global bank, by in Europe lah. Explore how Europe or US. Explore how to work with DevOps principle. So they have 6,000 people, 400 teams, 600 applications. My goodness, 600 aplikasi dia, private and public cloud. Okay, basically the bank is well underway on their agile journey and want to move towards DevOps. So they need an approach to move teams toward high performance. Remember, teams, pasukan. bukan teknologinya. So the goal to prepare the teams for the new way of operating. So they use at this time DESA competence framework to determine, menentukan the necessary skill and knowledge. So what's the scope? All teams, application development, operation and infra, 400 plus teams member have already used the competent scan. Dia ada satu DevOps competence scan lah to scan your skill. Okay, then this is actually the scanning lah. The bank used the DESA competence model and included a 6-month ambition to determine the gaps, the jurang. So they have, you can see here. Later I share with you Aura dan Doktor di my slide lah. Okay. And then case number 2, Global Agile or Software Development Organization. Their challenge is a fast-growing organizations, common mindset, shared values and approaches. So they monitor skill and competence of the team lah. So they provide independence validation which team members master the skill they need to do their job. So they need to train. Sometimes you are a good programmer, developer, but what lack is the methodology. That's why they started to adopt the usage of DESA DevOps. Ini cerita dia lah, Kairos yang ada ni lah. So they try to move forward. Okay, third, we have this council as well in 2019. Ada satu syarikat F-Flight, kapal terbang lah. They come to meet DESA in Netherlands, in Belanda, to have the so-called Fit for the Future program lah. What actually the benefit to have the so-called DESA DevOps in their organizations. Ini dia. Ini macam tambang apa ni, syarikat tiket murah lah. Building a high performance digital organization, Transavia. So they have this meeting lah in the Netherlands in 2019 before the COVID. Okay, they mentioned here, you can read. We make low cost feel good. 29,000 flights in 2017. 176 routes, 109 destinations, schedule on time more than 90%. Imagine, but it's within Netherlands, in Maastricht, 1965, in Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and Eindhoven, Dutch based, and it's in Europe, 9 million passengers in 2019. So imagine in Dutch, so happen. They're using this so-called DevOps in restructuring to make profit, to increase the productivity of the Transavia low-cost carrier. Okay, some of the books are building high performance. Maybe you read, maybe already translated into Bahasa Indonesia, for example. So you can Google and try to check. Agile and Lean way of working. Lean, Agile, modernize the software engineering application landscape. The accelerate software delivery. Create the intelligent IT infrastructure, including our business process management. Talent management is about the acquisition of skill, reskill or upskill. Macam in your case as a student, you are reskill, to reskilling. Okay, maybe you can check later on the book. Okay, how to become a high performance organization. One day maybe you're going to work with Telkomsel, Telkom Indonesia, or maybe Pertamina, for example, or in Malaysia, you are working with Petronas. Yeah, they are using DevOps. Number one, put authority where the information is. Ada top management yang membuat keputusan lah. That's why authority. Number two, try to automate everything you can. Thirdly, people first. We as a user, human being first. Four, live your values, your nilai-nilai yang ada. Cepat, pantas, rapid development. Fifth, lead by example. So these are the 5 what we call values in Transavia adopted from the DESA DevOps lah, in Transavia, the flight company. Okay, you can check more on our website. Some from the insurance, ING, and KPN Telkom, the Dutch Telkom. Okay, you go digital or die. Imagine Airbnb, hotel, atau rumah, Netflix, Pay, Uber, Spotify, Amazon. What's really driving the adoption of DevOps? Kenapa? You, kita ini, and customers, and me, the customers. That's why we need DevOps as the structured methodology. Okay. What about the ops in the DevOps? Apa itu ops dalam DevOps-nya? Okay. Okay. Check some of the journey for IT professional. Okay. Currently, you don't really rely on theories in our software engineering management, software programming. Industry is moving towards Agile and DevOps. This is the opportunity that most of the university are not really aware of the new curriculum, that you need to have Agile, you need to have DevOps, as well as IT operations. Imagine multiple deliveries per day. Automated delivery pipelines require agility from operations teams. So the operations and developers, the DevOps, have to start working together. And a thorough understanding of DevOps principle harus memahami the principle and practices is essential, intipatinya. So operations people bring essential knowledge about the production to the DevOps. So you harus bekerjasama, the Dev dengan the Ops. Tidak boleh bergaduh, tidak boleh ini. Ini this is the methodology, the framework yang perlu ada. Ini actually not really being teach in some of our curriculum of some of our university. In fact, in UKM pun belum lagi lah. I'm trying to put this DevOps in the software management, in the project management as well. Plus in my course, business process management, TTTU 2023. It's one of the essential credential. When you go out, you can get job. When the interviewer asks you, yes, sir, I know what is DevOps is all about. Okay, I know about Desa. I know about this Agile. Immediately they give you the job. DevOps, I don't know, never heard that, sir. What's that? It's a fruit. It's a food. Some people will think like that. Okay. Okay. Importance. Remember culture and the leadership. Kenapa? Why? Speed. They put the money, they want back. Easy, very fast from the market. They don't want to stay 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Okay, I want immediate result. I want more money. I want the profit. Efficiency. Efficiency is very important. Stability of the software. Not really bugs, error, fail, come back. Compliance to the international or audit. Imagine if you watch Spotify, listen to song in Spotify, easy for you to change. Netflix, the algorithm, or even LinkedIn. Imagine they are using DevOps. Happier workforce, no redundant, no stress and everything. So these 5 things driving the cultural landscape. Still budaya, cara kerja, our mindset. That's why when you graduate after this, if you have the opportunity to work in the multinational companies such as your Bank Negara Indonesia, Bank Negara Malaysia, Pertamina, Petronas, Shell, so they have all this, they're using DevOps. I would say that don't go for the small company. If you got opportunity, how to get the opportunity? Work smart, work hard, increase your CGPA. Curriculum, learn on your own in the internet, in the YouTube. When you heard from me what is Desa, what is DevOps, try to find from internet. Search. Nowadays, information is at your fingers, di hujung jari Anda. So don't wait until you graduate 3 years, 4 years, then try to get job and your resume is not good. People won't give you opportunity to work in big organizations. Okay. Different organization, different culture. Problem pathological, maybe in the maybe in the ministries or in the government, even the bureaucratic. So you can read on your own. Imagine these are some of the issues happening. Okay, leaders that choose people over process enable trust, kepercayaan, courage, keberanian, voice, berani bersuara, confident, penuh keyakinan. Ini these 4 things. Pemimpin dia memilih, choose people rather than process for this trust, courage, voice, and confidence. Empat perkara. Not only in DevOps, maybe in your life as well. Okay. Okay. Normally, your top management, your boss will empower you, memberi kepercayaan. Autonomous team. Autonomous means autonomy. So they say, okay, you as a project manager, project team, establish and communicating goals, but letting the team decide how the work will be done. So itu kaedahnya, the method. So removing roadblocks by keeping rules simple. You know about appointment to me as my lecturer, you can come to my office, not or WhatsApp me or call me. No need to have appointment letter whatsoever lah. That's the way. Allowing the team to change rules if the rules are obstacle and to achieve the goal. Kalau susah sangat the peraturan rules, you can change. That's how. In software development as well, that might happen. Okay, letting the teams prioritize, beri keutamaan good outcomes for customers, so even it means bending the rules. Harus mematahkan. Kalau you rasa ada keutamaan kepada team, then why not? You can have it, you can bend the rule as well. So that is actually the gist of a successful leaders which empower the autonomous teams. High performance culture memerlukan, requires quality, kualitas, continuous improvement, or dalam Japanese Kaizen, or CI dalam DevOps, mengambil responsibility, sentiasa bereksperimentasi, experimentations, and take the risk. So this trust, kepercayaan, trust. So those are the values or the features. Think about yourself sekarang. Fikirkan, adakah Anda mempunyai ciri-ciri, features like this? If yes, then one day you can work for the multinational companies as IT consultants and later become IT professional. So our job as a professors here or lecturers is basically we would like you to landed a job in a very good company, or become a very good entrepreneur, or become a very good professors one day, or become a good officer to the government. So you need to have quality first, trust, CI, taking responsibility and experimentations and risk taking. Okay, ini yang tadi itu kita sudah lihat dasar principle drive cultures and leadership. 6 perkara ini tadi. Okay, customer centric, apa dia? Courage to act, innovate, berani bertindak. Oh, ada new idea lah, Prof. New idea lah, Doktor. Boss, I have new ideas. Give the ideas. Berani, courage. I rasa cara ini salah. Kita ubah. Okay. Second, create with the end in mind. Okay. Collaborate, again, kerjasama, kolaborasi. Means focus on the product and its usage through the life cycle. The DevOps team assume integral responsibility untuk kesehatannya. IT service ni harus ada kebertanggungjawaban, tanggungjawab yang bersepadu, integral. Imagine, this is how. Harus kerjasama juga, collaborate. Number 3, end-to-end responsibility. Leave your accountability, concept to grade, perform support. Support ada sentiasa memberi accountable. Bila di telefon, telefonnya you get the calls, you WhatsApp, you reply and everything. So that end-to-end responsibility. Number 4, cross-functional autonomous teams. So T-shaped profile. What is a T-shape? You Google lah. Complementary skill. There's no such thing as a DevOps hero. You need to be developed, trained, work together. Dia sentiasa autonomous, bekerja sama. Dia tidak boleh silo. Macam sekarang, let's say, just now I asked you to go to MS Teams, my class, MS Teams is join. So you yourself don't register alone. Maybe, hey friends, please, everybody go into Dr. Nurhizam mentioned in MS Teams. So it's like a human autonomous. Inform in the WhatsApp group. Friends, don't let anyone to get. That is the spirit of a culture, team culture. If you cannot work together, 37 of you in my class, for example, so it's not easy to work outside there. The demand is very high. At this 2:30 today, I have another meeting with the Ministry of Youth and Sport. Your senior, you can senior, we have developed an apps, sport apps. I'm going to propose to the minister to launch, supposed to launch on Hari Sukan Negara, hari last Saturday. your applications. It's like the Strava, like the Bulldog. Imagine your final year students, your senior final year project. I brought it to the ministry so that the ministry can be used that for the citizens, the rakyat of the country. Imagine that's how we need to think along the way. Then don't think you student in Airlangga, UKM or mana-mana universitas. Oh yeah, after 3 years I want to work lah. Okay lah, I work only $500, $300 enough. Okay, then you're going to have the same cycle. Okay, cukup 50 tahun, bersara, retired pension, 55 pension, 60 pension. Then after that you die, pass away, bye-bye, innalillah, for example. So what your contribution in life as a software engineer? What's your contribution to the nations, to the society, or if you're a Muslim, to the ummah? Not only to your pocket dollar and cent, ringgit pun, $1,000, 2,000, 5 million rupiah only. No, you must think along the way. Work in Singapore, in Australia, Dubai, multinational company in Malaysia. So before this, I worked with the United Nations, for example. So you need to think big and high, because you have your family, your parents to support. I always remind my students, you have family, you have your parents, your brothers, siblings. You need to help them. Get a good job. How? If you are in software engineer, become a good practice. Learn what is DevOps. When you go for interview, yeah, I know DevOps, sir. Okay, they take you tomorrow. But if you only sleep at your hostel at home, playing game, Dota 2, game lah, okay, PUBG, finish. Game is okay, no problem. But assignment, last minute, you want to say how to get the good quality from your lecturers, from your docent. And then you go outside interview. You don't know nothing. One of your senior, UKM senior, Indonesian. Now he worked for Indonesian studying in our faculty, the faculty Malaysia. Now he worked for Facebook office in Singapore for Facebook Indonesia. Indonesian, graduate from my faculty, but office in Singapore. You must think like him. He's from Aceh. Imagine. Don't work. Small only in Surabaya. I've been to Surabaya twice. Work in near the museum Kapal Selam there. Maybe some rokok, relax. Of course, you have 170 million, more than populations. You're going to move your capital to Kalimantan. How you would like to see the opportunities? Big companies, Hyundai came to Indonesia, even to Malaysia, some big companies. We must think along the way how to grab the opportunity. Remember, every organization, maybe they only have 1, 2 software engineers, 3. How to run 1, 2, 3. Big company, Pertamina, Petronas, maybe they have more than 100, 200. Even 100, 200, there are thousands of software engineers graduate in Malaysia, Indonesia. Indonesia lagi lah, a lot in Malaysia. How you want to compete with UTM, USM? Ada 3 position, 4. And then you fed up, oh, never mind lah, I go back to my kampung, work in kampung. Sell computers online. Of course, you can sell computers online. You can do gig economy. Anybody can do online job. You become Grab drivers, Food Panda, whatever. Should be okay. It's a rezeki yang halal, I would say that. But then you spend already 3 years, 4 years here. Okay. Next. Okay, number 5, continuous improvement. If it is hurt, do it more often. Experiment, fail fast. Sentiasa berubah dalam continuous improvement, Kaizen. In Islamic term as well also, the Rasulullah also mentioned, yesterday, we must have today better than yesterday. There's a hadith on that, right? You can check on that. Okay, improvement by small incremental steps through continuous improvement. The concept of Kaizen in software as well. So this is the gist of Agile or DevOps, based on breakthrough. Ada problem, edit, repair, modify, cepat-cepat. Itu dalam Netflix, itu yang dalam Spotify. Big multinational company, they have this idea. They have the culture, not small company, small, medium, very difficult. You try. That's why we try to integrate this DevOps in university curriculum. Okay. Automate everything you can. Try, enhance the quality, maximize the flow. Processes are highly programmed and automated. This one in my class, business process management, I will teach in one of the lecture. Plus, you're going to take free software business agility certification. That one is free. Maybe later, if the Airlangga or Aura would like, maybe I can give the link later. Free certification, part of your assignment, my dear students. It's free and good for you when you go for interview. So I have attended this BPM related to DevOps and blah blah everything in your LinkedIn. And please prepare or register yourself for the Indonesian Airlangga student. If you want to be in a global picture, go for the LinkedIn. You have a LinkedIn resume. Try to improve your English. Don't worry. Learn from YouTube and everything about this English. Don't worry about that. Okay. A new breed of IT organization, any company yang baru, it's all about collaboration. Not to say lah stupid ni American kan. Okay. Kerjasama. Improve speed to market. Bukannya satu software 1 tahun tak siap. Susah. Breaking down silos. Kerjasama. Eliminate waste. That's why you have the using the GitHub version. No, version dalam software ni kadang thousands you need to have. So you need to use GitHub, for example. Innovation and creativity. Imagine your senior software apps application, CyberRun 2019 software we develop and we want to use in activity sukan, olahraga, Kementerian Belia dan Sukan. Imagine. Resource and cost reduction, and so these are actually some of the idea, maybe theory, but it can be translated into practical when you're using DevOps. Okay, leadership empowerment. As I mentioned just now, courage, DevOps leadership, team building, continuous improvement. If you cannot work together in a group assignment in your class, so it's not easy for you once you graduate to work together. Okay, courage to act, to innovate, culture of trust, percaya and honesty, kejujuran, which encourage experimentation, sharing of feedback, and collaborations. Courage to act, to innovate. Okay, DevOps leadership means understand the needs to everyone on the team. Semua orang ada kepentingan, semua orang adalah role, peran, building a culture of failing fast. Salah, silap, coba balik. Naik balik, learning fast. Bukan learning fast, 10 kali belajar masih lagi bodoh, masih lagi tunggu. Kalau 10 kali susah lah kan. You ambil air tu, siram aja air bunga, mandi air bunga lah, and improve fast and sharing success. Okay. Teamwork, imagine teamwork working harmoniously, functioning as a cohesive team. I give you assignment, for example, 5 of you in one assignment. Don't talk at the end of the semester, sir, this guy cannot work with me, this guy is lazy, this guy came late. I don't want to hear. When you work later in your company, you come, let's say, you go in one company, okay, tomorrow I want you to do this programming. 3 days I give you. Then, sir, you cannot say no to your boss. Tomorrow they just sack you. So what you going to do? You learn, ask your friends. Learn from forum, from YouTube, share coding, ask your senior, in the YouTube, in the WhatsApp, in email, get help. My boss asked me to do it today, don't tell. You say cannot, end of year, okay, no bonus, no increment of salary, maybe they just, okay, bye-bye, contract will discontinue. That's how in organization. Now maybe your parents are paying for you, makan and everything, or you get money, allowance, PTPTN loan, bank loan, whatever loan. Once you graduate, then only you realize. Okay, it's not easy. Life is not easy actually. Okay. Okay, continuous improvement. Optimize your resource to build optimal flow. They have Kaizen mindset and achieve improvement every day. Sentiasa menambahbaikan. Okay. We come towards the end. Any questions? Thank you. Okay, maybe you can check on the website, DevOps Agile.org. So with that, I end my presentations. and I'll pass back to Aura as the MC. Okay, over to you, Miss. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Professor, for the lecture. And then we can start the Q&A session right now. You can type your question in the chat box, or you can raise your hand, and then we will choose you, and then you can unmute yourself. Thank you. Anyone, you can ask your question in English or in Indonesia. It's okay.
Yeah, yes, please.
Okay, Radindra.
Okay, thank you, Kak Aksha, for this opportunity. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Radindra. The number from behind is 057. And I would like to ask Professor Nurhizam, if I may.
Yeah, please.
Okay, beforehand, I'm sorry, Professor, if my question may be a little bit confusing because this is a really interesting and advanced material and I might be a little bit confused.
Okay.
Okay, Professor, my question is, from what I've seen, DevOps is a very global, very wide use, yes? So let's say, for example, my friend, he's Indonesian and he's interested in the DevOps development. But in DevOps, is it actually common for people to work with other, maybe from foreign countries, like maybe my friend's from Indonesia, but he has to work from like maybe Japan or Germany or America, maybe because since DevOps is really maybe globally used, so he might need personal opinions from not only from his country but from other countries as well. And since it's also maybe because there's a lot of languages that people might need to use, or does he need to actually know like more than 2 different languages? Maybe he has to be very adept in languages so he can use DevOps properly and globally so many more people can use it. Okay, maybe that's all my questions. Sorry if it's a little bit confusing, Professor.
Okay. I think thanks a lot, Radindra, 057. Okay,
yes,
thanks a lot.
That's right.
Is a very good question. Okay, put it this way. DevOps is something that very global, but it can be used, zoomed down to be used in Indonesia or in Malaysia. So I think 3 months ago, I was approached by one of the international students in Malaysia studying in one of the private uni. He asked me, Prof, can I work under you? I said, wow, this is even not my student asked me in any of the Agile project, because I would like to learn, and can you introduce me to other colleagues in my international ring or arena around the world? I said, why not? Okay, in your particular matter, Radindra, for example, if you check on the LinkedIn accounts, your account, you can see there's a lot of opportunities, peluang-peluang, opportunities for you to work as volunteer, or the word pro bono, meaning to say volunteer basis, to learn the usage of DevOps. Maybe your friends, as I mentioned, Australia, Germany, or maybe in Europe or Japan. What's their languages they're using? Maybe PHP, maybe they are using C++, Java, and then all the DevOps tools. So to me, before that guy from the private uni graduated from his university, he got only a very good comprehensive resume, because he worked with me and the university, friends from Europe and everything. So he volunteered himself. So that is another, Radindra, another kind of method that, oh, DevOps is something new. I want to work in this project. you volunteer. Don't think about the dollar and cent first. Learn, study, and then maybe the group will collaborate with someone from Indonesia, Thailand, or maybe senior programmer, oh, I've used this. Then you learn from the others. So that's the way we increase our learning process. I think very, very good questions, Ravindra. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Okay.
I see. So the LinkedIn is also important since it also gives people.
There's a lot of opportunity.
Oh yeah.
Please.
It's
Am
very.
Yeah. Don't feel shy. Yeah, not for you, for everyone. Don't feel shy to register yourself and try to get a lot of. Don't go only for Facebook lah, Facebook, Instagram, sometimes oh mau makan apa, oh you tunjuk makan lah, gambar, foto, itu boleh juga. Tapi LinkedIn ini more on very serious. Sebabnya kerana you would like to increase your knowledge, increase your ideas. Kita nak yang itulah innovation. Okay, thanks. Yeah. Any questions so far? Ya lagi, soalan lagi. Ada tak?
Thank you so much for the answer,
welcome.
Dr. Nurhizam. It's very informative and very useful. I hope I can use it in the future. I mean,
okay,
thank you.
Wonderful.
Okay, thank you very much, Radindra, for the question, and thank you for Professor Nurhizam for the answer. For any other participants, is there any other question? Okay, I guess while waiting for the okay. So Ilham, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Thank you.
Sebelumnya perkenalkan, nama saya Ilham from Information System of Airlangga University. First of all, I would like to say congratulations for Mr. for bringing the material about DevOps Agile skills. I'm really motivated about this material. I have some question. Maybe I can say it in Indonesia. Jika saya tertarik sama DevOps ini, apa aja yang harus disiapkan dari sekarang, kayak skill atau maybe connection or resource? Thank you, Mr.
Okay, thanks a lot. Terima kasih ya, saudara Ilham Nur Akbar, cantik namanya tu. Macam nama orang Malaysia juga tu. Okay, it is like this. I would say that there are two things, not only for you as a student. First, as a student, from now onwards, try to increase your learning skill, expertise. As I mentioned in the DevOps, what is Jenkins? Study Jenkins. What is this GitHub? Register an account GitHub. Learn all these tools. Tool is very important. Sharpen your programming, C programming, C++, C#, or maybe others, or some framework like Laravel, PHP, MySQL database. That is your role, not only in your class, yet maybe any short course, any webinar, free of charge, of course, you learn, get the opportunities, because later when you go for interview, you already have the abilities. Second, number 2, networking is very important. Maybe you will say that, oh, Dr. Nurhizam, ya, umur saya sudah hampir setengah abad kan, memang network tu insyaAllah sudah besar. Tapi for you yourself, try to be friends. Let's say in this group, I have connected students from Malaysia. Now you are from Indonesia, so you can maybe, oh, boleh bertanya kabar, tanya minta WhatsApp nombor dan sebagainya. So you have a collaboration. And maybe if become a volunteer, ya, Ilham, ya. Mungkin ada NGO, non-governmental organizations or association. Hey, Ilham, Aura, please help me to develop the setup of a website, for example, volunteer. So you dapat skill, developing, mungkin pakai simple Canva, you pakai Wix, atau tak perlu coding. Nanti mungkin sudah apa pengalaman, the experience about the developing the website. One thing. Second, maybe you know the owner of the NGO. Maybe he's someone with the political parties, business owners, shopping mall owners, and then you get some jobs. So maybe that is about the network. You go and get it. Very important. Don't keep to yourself, oh, I'm a student, I'm very young, this guy is very 40 years, this is a professor, this is a guru besar, you feel shy. No, if you want to be successful, you need to friend with anybody. Don't make enemies, don't make war. Ask and sir, can you help me? I'm very student, can you help? People will always come back to you and help you if you're very humble, merendah diri. Saya orangnya baru lagi belajar, bisa saya belajar, can you help me? So that's how, rather than you feel, oh, I know about everything. So people don't want to help you. So you go and ask. People normally will answer your question. Either they ignore or they accept. Okay, I think that's all. Ilhamat tu belajar satu new dan buat network lah. Okay. Next questions.
Thank you, Mr.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ilham, for the question, and thank you again for the answer, Professor. So there's a question in the chat box from Nurin. She said that she's still confused. She read a little bit from the internet, and from what the professor talked about, DevOps is like Sdlc that she learned before. What is the major difference between DevOps and any other Sdlc? Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot. This is my student, Nurin Masarah. Okay. Don't be confused. If you see from my slide just now, we have this Sdlc is software development life cycle. Software development life cycle, or sometimes called system. Okay, in the 70s, in the 80s, Sdlc is based on apa dia? Waterfall method. Waterfall method, kaedah air terjun. Dia turun ke bawah. Nanti cycle nak naik ke atas balik itu sukar kan? Very difficult. Dia turun macam air batu tu, air terjun sampai itu daripada production di atas turun ke bawah dan jumpa bugs, jumpa error. How actually from error to go back naik ke atas. Whereas in the DevOps yang macam nombor 8 itu, setiap yang nombor 8 itu, nombor 8 dia ada small cycle yang sangat cepat, kurang daripada 2 minggu atau kurang daripada 2 hari. Cycle-cycle kecil. In this loops 8 tadi itu. Jadi untuk makluman, for your information, in the so-called software development, basically, there are 2 types of development. One is the software development life cycle, SDLC. Second is Agile. Subset to Agile is DevOps. It's very, very dynamic. So don't stay in your software development cocoon dalam kepompong. In your cocoons ni, teori yang selalu saya kata ni, sometimes we learn, not only my Malaysian student, Indonesian student, don't think that only SDLC. Yes, I myself, 15 years ago, when I learned my master's, I know about SDLC. I think that's the only method in this world. Then later when I work, I joined the industry, then I know about DevOps, I know about Agile. Otherwise, I think only DevOps is the real in software engineering. Sorry, there's a lot of method in the world. All the startup companies, at the moment, they go for Agile, I would say. Big project, maybe we can use SDLC. But if you go for a very fast, rapid moving forward software development, enterprise network, enterprise applications, people are at the moment using DevOps, which is fall under the Agile. Okay, I think maybe in my class later I can continue back, can share with you. Okay, there is one. Hello, my name is Priya Amalina Ramadhani. Okay, very long name, and I am here. I want to ask if you are experienced professor, can you give me an example of maybe one of your students that have already developed? And okay, thank you very much. Okay, just to share with you, at this moment, none of my students are actually using the practice of DevOps. It's something new, yet in this semester, we are just starting. This is the second day of semester. Probably my 37 students in my business process management and in my master student, I would like to request them to practice DevOps. Plus 4 of my final year students and PhD students, I will get them to practice this DevOps. Why? The issue is in our universities, a bit not only in Malaysia, Indonesia, some of the, I would say, developing countries, DevOps is something new. Nobody can teach. Coincident lah. Accidentally, I learned on my own a few years back. And this year, DESA appointed me as their ambassador. Theoretically speaking, I myself learned on Sdlc, software development life cycle, as my student just now mentioned. That's why secara teori yang besar ini di Universitas Kebangsaan Malaysia sendiri, in UKM sendiri, belum ada yang really go for this DevOps. Not really go for it. Belum ada lagi. Kerana saya tidak mengajar kursus course in software management or software engineering. If I'm in that particular position, maybe I will introduce. I'm more on business process management, project management, not really in that core. And to change to a new course, to integrate inside that with new elements will take some time for the university to endorse. That's why I just use as a short course or in other courses that really, if you go for the core course in software engineering, this DevOps is one of the best options if you are to become a software engineer or DevOps engineer. Okay, Treya, thanks a lot for your questions.
Okay, thank you, dear, for your question, and thank you again for the answer. We still have about 7 minutes until the photo session. So if anyone wants to ask any other questions, you're welcome to do so. Okay, Padindra.
Yes, thank you, Kak Aksha, for this opportunity again to ask. And sorry if I'm asking too much.
Oh, it's okay, it's okay. Be as a student and you can, yeah, please.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Professor. Okay, so my question is very trivial, I guess. So maybe I'm really interested in this DevOps material only maybe because it's too advanced for me, or I don't know, maybe my friends already get it, but maybe only I am still confused. I'm still really struggling to understand. So Professor, maybe you have any references for beginners to learn DevOps, maybe either it's a YouTube link or a website, or maybe a reference book that you might know, an ebook maybe. That would be really helpful. Thank you, Professor.
Okay. What I can do, I will share with you with my email. Email. I already. My email. Or my mobile number. Malaysia number. Okay, I have that. So you can send to me, and then I can share with you some of the very good resources. Or if you can go to my LinkedIn as well, my Nurhizam Safie, Dr. N LinkedIn, I can share with you as well over there some of the good resources or material, easy to understand for beginners like you. What is DevOps? Very low level, up to the complicated, complex one, very professional advanced. Just email me, and I can give you some books, some ideas. For my Malaysian student, of course, I'll give you some part of your assignment as well later. Okay. Yeah.
Can I ask one more, Professor?
Please.
Maybe in your opinion, how hard is the material of this DevOps from the scale of 1 to 10 for a college student like me? Because maybe since in your experience teaching DevOps, maybe you've had an idea of how hard this material is for us students. So maybe you can give us your insight on How hard is this area?
It's not really to say hard. If you open your heart, you really embrace, love to study, excited, berkobar-kobar ya bahasanya, bersemangat, excited, you even can stay up to learn till morning, not only to play games. I think skill 7 to 8 will be okay. Even in English, you can Google to bahasa Indonesia. Maybe for Malaysian very easy because they are trained in English, for example. Because the material, most of them are from the very low level up to the very high level. So it's not so difficult for you if you have the eagerness, kesungguhan, committed untuk belajar kan. So it's not so. If you can learn programming, for example, this is only a methodology, dia punya kerangka, not really on the coding. The kerangka you fahamkan dulu, dia yang 8 tadi tu, build, operate, dia datang balik, dan mungkin tools yang ada di kelilingnya itu. Apa tools yang harus diguna pakai. So itu saja. Contoh yang paling bagus, mesti you kena tahu Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes, GitHub, Selenium for the automation. Itu 5 sudah mencukupi. Saya kira mungkin yang lain itu sebagai kosmetik. Yang itu sudah besar 5 tu, you boleh tahu cara, you pergi kerja, mohon pekerjaan, lowongan kerja, saya rasa sudah cukup memuaskan. Boleh faham lah, you boleh control. Tidak susah sebenarnya material yang diberi. Saya banyak kumpulkan dari resources from the internet actually. Yang saya ajar di setengah short course, even saya mengajar sampai India, online lah. So dalam masa 1 semester pun ranking 6 to 7. Ada pelajar yang boleh 9 to 10 sebab dia minat. Selalunya 5, 6 lah. Tak ada teruk sangat lah. 2, 3. I would say 6 to 10 lah.
Okay. Thank you so much for your answer, Professor. It's very helpful.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Now the last question is from Rais. It's in the chat box. He says thank you for the lecture, and he wants to ask the question, if I want to be a DevOps engineer, then what would be the topics I have to learn one by one from the beginning to advanced level? Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Rais Ilham Nustara. Okay, if you would like to become DevOps engineer, not only for you and for the others, topics you learn one by one from beginning to the advanced. First, you need to know what is Agile, A-G-I-L-E, Agile in software engineering. Then Agile tu, what's the difference between waterfall method, Sdlc tadi, student Malaysia tanya, Sdlc, waterfall method dengan Agile, what's the difference, apa beda ini dua? Dan dalam Agile tu nanti dia ada Lean, L-E-N, Lean, dan itu adalah dia punya datuk nenek dia lah. Dia punya moyang dia turun ke bawah baru sampai ke DevOps. The DevOps tu nanti dia punya susur galur, the historical speaking root tu nanti dari Lean, daripada Agile yang di atas. You dah faham itu? Then okay. I don't know, maybe nanti apa ni, Aura ke atau sesiapa, anyone, I'll share with you. I have 4 books, very good books on DevOps, which I subscribe from Switzerland. You email to me, then I'll share with you 4 of the books. Actually, 1 book only. It's very nice, interesting. You can take the exam on your own. I give you. I think take on your own pun berapa? Saya sudah lupa. $20 or $30. They give you some discounts. DevOps Institute in Switzerland. So get the cert and try to get the. I can give you the free books lah. The book is free on PDF. That is on Kanban, on 4 book, 1 project manager. Okay, I can give 4 of the books lah to you free of charge lah. Okay, to share the knowledge. Okay, yeah, boleh. Then you can learn from that book step by step. If you have some money, save, and then you take the exam online, everything lah. It's not so expensive as you go for the Agile. Some of the $300, $400, quite expensive. For this one, very cheap lah. But at least as a junior, it's good for you to learn. I'll give you the books. Okay, you can email to me. Okay. Okay, I think that's all. Maybe it's already, yeah, the time is up. go back to Aura and Dr. Eva.
Okay, thank you very much for all participants who have asked their question, and thank you to Prof. Nurhizam for answering the questions. Now we're entering the photo session. For all participants, please kindly turn on your camera. Okay, for Fikri, are you ready to take the picture? Okay, once again for everyone, please turn on your camera, and then we will wait until 12:12 to take the photo.
Okay, before that, please allow me to guide the photo session. There are 5 slides. Okay, slides number 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay, slides number 2, 3, 2, 1. And slide number 3, 3, 2, 1. And slide number 4, 3, 2, 1. And the last slides, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you guys. You can turn off your camera because the photo session is already done.
Okay, so the photo session is finished, and I have shared the attendance form and feedback in the chat box, so you can fill it until 12:30. Okay, so once again, a huge thank you to Professor Nurhizam for attending the Quota 2021 despite your busy schedule. This lecture has been very insightful and interesting. Thank you also to Mrs. Eva Haryanti, our teacher, for System Enterprise. And then to all participants who attended this lecture, thank you very much. Once again, I remind you that the feedback form is available now in the chat box, and you can fill it until 12:30. With that said, a huge thank you to everyone who made this even possible. Stay safe and healthy. Until next time, see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nurhizam.
Thanks a lot for everyone. Okay, stay safe and okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Okay, for all participants, you can leave the Zoom now, but don't forget to fill the feedback form. Thank you. The e-certificate will be automatically sent to your email. Thank you very much.